Good evening to you on this terrific Thursday. Having some technical difficulties with our speaker, but I'm going to go ahead and start because the topic is so important. Excuse me, I've been getting over a little bit of a cough, and yet we know to do the things that are at hand. We are so glad that you have joined us. I want to remind you that you can like and follow me at Sherry Lynn Chester on Facebook. It's Sherry L. Chester on Twitter and on Instagram. So we encourage you to join either way. Tonight's topic is all about leading well while you're hurting. Leading well while you're hurting. Now, what's so interesting about this particular topic is that we are called to lead whether it's convenient or not. We all have a sphere of influence. And leading doesn't just happen on the days when we feel really great or when everything is going our way. True leadership happens when we rise to the occasion when things are not going our way. So we are going to focus on what we can do during that time. So one of the first things is I want to read you a quote from a great lady that I follow. Her name is Joanne Rencher. And Joanne wrote an article several years ago called Leading While You're Hurting. And she said this: across the globe, I dare say in every workplace, there is a leader at the helm of a team or a unit or even an entire company who is struggling to lead while hurting. Life's challenges, emotional pain, and personal losses don't punch time clocks. In fact, they have an uncanny way of showing up when you're preparing for a major business trip or planning a key initiative that team members need you to be on site for. So the bottom line is we are called to lead whether it's convenient or not. And you're like, well, that's kind of harsh, but yet it's so very true. We are called to lead whether it's convenient or not. So what we're going to do answering someone on Facebook. So we're going to look at several key areas of ways that we can lead while hurting. And then we're going to unpack those things. And so when we're thinking about leading, whether it's convenient or not, here's what we want to do. We want to focus on any key areas where we're most confident. When you're going through a personal crisis, whether it's emotional, physical, or financial, we make sure that we are not making new decisions, implementing anything new at that time. We are working in the realm of where we're confident. Everyone has a wheelhouse. And so we want to make sure that when we're hurting and we're in a position of leadership, that we do that from a place of rest and authority. And so here's what I can tell you about doing that is everyone has strengths. Then you have those things you'd rather not do. You go for the strength, and that's what you focus on when there is pain. The other thing that we do when we're hurting is that we practice delegating and trusting. We make certain that we have built a team around us that we trust, that when the going gets tough, that we know who we can lean on, how we can trust them, and what they're able of handling. You build this team in such a way that the vision is clear and no one's doubting what you're doing in the calm, so that when the seas are a little rough, everyone knows what they can do. All right. So the next thing that we want to do is we want to make sure that we get plenty of rest, regardless of the external pressures. You see, rest has a way of rejuvenating our body and our soul. And at this point, because the speaker is still having technical difficulties, we are going to end this broadcast and we will join you at a later time. Thank you. Have a good night.